champion for the evening.
So
How's it going, man?
good, good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Real strong showing.
Yeah,
So this is your first time back at Power 9 in a little while?
in a long time. Yeah, because I'm not traveling as much anymore, so
Right.
I could afford to come here.
Awesome. Well, it was great to see you back, and you really put on a good showing.
Yeah, I was hoping Zach and Lucky would show up, but
Not today,
because
huh?
they keep talking shit that I don't go to locals. But I'm not going because I'm always traveling. This shit, I left my house like at 2.
Uh-huh.
And I got here at 6. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucked up to get here.
Oh, today's traffic was especially terrible,
yeah,
too.
so that's
Jeez.
so when I travel every weekend and I'm home, like, I don't want to deal with that. I want to relax because after Thursday, I'm traveling again on Friday.
Absolutely,
Like, you know,
yeah.
So this time, haven't been traveling, so came out. Thought I'd see Lucky and Zach here with all that shit they're talking, but they didn't show up. So next time.
Yeah. And you put on a good show for them to let them know what you've got waiting for them, right?
It doesn't matter who I beat. They think it's like they could beat me, and they just don't know what they're doing against me. Like, that's how they,
okay.
so-
That
so-
sounds about right.
I mean, they definitely could beat me. I'm not going to sit here and say they can't, but yeah, I'd like to play them again.
All right. Well, there you guys. You heard it. Hopefully we get to see SFAT and Lucky making their run at you soon.
Yeah. Westballs, I have been playing Westballs. He's been beating me. So I got no beef with him. I just got to beat him. But
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your sets today. So basically your big games were against Mike Hayes. You played them both in winners finals and again in grand finals.
Yeah.
So
And he reset me too.
Yeah, exactly. So and that in the first set of grand finals, Mike Hayes came out blazing fast.
Yeah.
And he kind of, it felt like it was a little bit overwhelming. So what were you able to do to kind of slow things down and really catch back up and take it in the end?
I think he had a good game plan, and I'm not trying to, John, but typically when you're in winners, you have 2 sets. If you're like a shithead player, then you kind of just like, you take it too easy, and that's what I was doing. I was not taking it, like I definitely was trying, but I was like telling myself as the set was going on, I'm like, wake up, dude, like wake up. And then by the third match, I'm like, okay, I'm waking up. And then the 4th match I played fine, but it played me, so then we had to reset.
Right.
But I mean, he also like was just kind of countering a lot of my like straightforward stuff. So then I just couldn't adapt quickly enough to do it sooner. But the second set worked out. The ending was kind of shit. But
Yeah, it looked like he missed an up tilt, and you were able to punish that. So, or he jabbed instead of up tilted, but
no. Like he went to grab ledge, and then he sunk low, and then he missed his angle.
Right.
I don't think he had an angle that could save him though. Like I had a free forward smash, I just had to time it. If that angled work, I would have lost my mind, dude, and I would have been very pissed. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely it came right down to the wire, right? Game 5 last stock.
Yeah.
Really exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I was really interested in throughout the set was your use of up B, both like out of shield and in neutral situations. It seemed like you were kind of going back and forth in the adaptation, where sometimes you caught him really effectively over and over, and then other times he was punishing you hard.
Yeah.
Give Samuses out there like a little idea of what they want to be looking for.
What I'm looking for is, so like with up B, I get to both punish out of shield and I get to control space above me. So if I see a player is trying to take that space or trying to cross me over or cross me up, I'll up B from the ground and hit him in the air, and I'm totally okay with that. I could get a lot out of it if it works out. But players like Mike and players who have played me for a while, they start to try to bait that. So it's like, obviously, someone hitting my shield and spacing it is a bait for me to up B, or dashing around my shield, that's a bait. But when they're just like jumping around like miles away from me, you never think that's a bait, but it totally is. Like they're literally just like, oh, I'm gonna cross you up, nope, and then I just up B and they get me.
And that's
what I mean? So because most people would think they're safe with that kind of space above them, but they're not.
Okay.
But these guys know.
Yeah, and that's what you're threatening, and they're trying to bait that out.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly. But what I do look out for is like commitments to my shield and like. Obviously, the poorly spaced aerials and things like that, those are freebies. But when they're in the air, I'm looking for cross-ups. I'm looking to catch them committing to my area, like things like that. Obviously, I mess it up sometimes, so it's like...
Sure, I mean, you're playing a good player.
But it's that's how I like to play. Ideally, I'd love to never miss an up B, but that's not how the game works. So.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to ask you about, we saw you really highly prioritize Battlefield throughout the whole of Grand Finals and not choose to look at Dreamland at all. Is that general to the Fox matchup, or is that my case
Oh,
specific?
Mike plays like a bitch on Dreamland. I know that if I play him there, I'm going to constantly be trying to chase him down.
Okay.
And I'm not going to get too many opportunities on the platforms because they're higher, so I can't get them grounded. I have to jump up in there. That's the most I'm going to get. He takes the top platform. It's really hard for me to commit to the top platform. And he's just going to laser me to oblivion. So it's going to be really hard to deal with. So I just kind of don't play that stage against him anymore. Maybe that'll change one day. It depends on how he's playing. But today he was obviously playing patient, so I'm staying away from that shit.
For sure.
Yeah.
So one last thing I wanted to ask you about is I noticed, like, especially late in the sets, you were looking for some of these, like, wall-out options where you do, like, jab, F-tilt, jab, F-tilt. How do you decide? So, like, obviously, you know, you're trying to hold him out when you do that. My question is, how do you decide when it's time to stop putting the wall and go back to movement? And, like, how do you make that decision? That switch back and forth?
As soon as I see that he's outside of my F-tilt range, I'm not throwing an F-tilt. Like, that's the goal, right? So if he's slightly outside of that range, then I either walk forward or I back off if I feel like I don't have control of the situation anymore. But if he starts shooting laser, then I'll walk forward. If he starts approaching in, then I'll move back.
Yeah.
But basically, I have to know that I'm either going to hit his shield, hit his body, or I don't do it. That's the goal. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking for when I do the wall. It's like the wall has to follow him.
Right. So it's not only about trying to read when he's coming in; it's also the space that
it
you're already
actually
at.
should never be that unless you're playing like bad players. Good players, they don't just jump half screen to got to keep them out. Like they get in just out of whiffing range and then just come back in. So one of my problems against people like Mike or like Lucky is I'll wave dash forward and forward tilt because I cover like such a long distance. I'm like they're laser and they're not going to see this coming. Then they just dash away and come back in. So they could whiff punish that entire range too. So my goal is to get here, and then I fight them.
Nice,
you know? Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, once again, congratulations on your win today.
Appreciate it.
Do you want to take any shout outs or anything real quick?
Yeah, shout outs to PEPIS, my new moneyless sponsor.
Awesome.
It's working out, dude.
Yeah, that's great.
Is this PEPIS' first Power 9?
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
If you don't know what I'm talking about,
you're missing nothing.
Well, I'm in PEPIS now. So, what is it like? I got a shill now.
Yeah.
I'm shilling my YouTube.
Okay.
And it is youtube.com/hugs86. And there's a video there explaining why, in God's name, I'm sponsored by PEPIS. So check it out. It's pretty good.
All right, awesome stuff. So,
cool.
For people that want to follow you, get to know you and your player a little bit more, tell them where they can follow you at.
Hugs86 on everything. Twitter, Twitch. Yeah, fuck yeah, I won, Lucky. Right, fuck yeah, I won, Joey. You showing? Why didn't you show up, dude? I was waiting for this. Now, if I don't say anything, they would probably act like I showed up because I knew that they weren't coming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
you already covered that, though.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Yeah. But, yeah, dude, I was looking for you and Zach, and then neither of you showed up. Sounds about fucking right. All right, whatever. Sir, thanks, man. Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Congratulations again.
Cool.
Like you said, Hugs86.
Oh, yeah, and I'll be at Smash Valley tomorrow. I'm flying out with Mike. We're going to the same tournament. Swedish Delight, Abate, Hacks Money. A couple others are going to be there, so it should be a good tournament.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
So there you go, guys. If you want to catch him out, you can either check out his Twitch or catch him at the tournament tomorrow. Congratulations again. Thanks a lot, man.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for Power 9. I'll hand it over to Jet to close it out.
All right. Thanks, Raptor. That was a good-ass interview. All right. Thank you, everybody, for the donation.